If there's an opportunity to do something, you take it because you don't know if you'll ever get that opportunity again.
It was incredible. Lisa got me to listen to the phone message, and I had to try it on each ear to make sure it was the same message.
I was literally in a state of shock and like,
In a bit of a daze.
Am I dreaming this? James was born with his condition, which is something called bilateral dysplastic kidneys, which meant his kidneys didn't grow in the womb. You don't ever forget that moment that the consultant came in, sat down on the bed opposite you and broke the news that James had got chronic renal failure and that he would need a transplant. You almost stop breathing in a way. You take a deep breath in and you probably don't let it out for a very long time.
In those 2 years, what the hospital did was they did everything they could to try and save his original kidney, the original, his mum's kidney. So they used some very powerful drugs to try and do that. Unfortunately, it carried on rejecting. He was becoming really quite ill again and needed a transplant.
It's almost surreal to see the difference in him, the difference in colour in him. He'd got rosy cheeks and looked pinker rather than grey and sickly.
You want to feel like any other normal person, and the British Transplant Games and the World Games are the best way to do that because everyone's the same, and organ donor families, like, they get invited to see what their deceased, unfortunately, has done to someone and how it's changed their lives. Someone is so ill that they can't go out and do any sport or do anything, and then they see them running like the 100-metre sprint or playing tennis or badminton or squash or just high jump or anything, and they just see that change in them and they see how happy they are.
Bru and I can never thank James's donor and their family enough. It's the fact that somebody has died and has given him a second chance. They did something that is such a selfless act, and yet gave James back to us as a healthy young man.